Alright, everybody, we are back on the airways. This is your favorite crew. This is the Awkward Threesome podcast with me, Josh, Mike, and Ryan. First thing we're going to do is I'm going to kick it over to Ryan, let him do a little apology, and we'll get moving on things. So, go ahead, Ryan.
Right, so this is more of a preemptive apology. I'm in the middle of, the storm of the century right now, so if you hear a giant crash of thunder, just disregard it. I can't control nature, so sorry about
Try
that.
as you might.
Alright, and well, on that note, first topic of the night, LA Noire DLC came out on Tuesday. Now, I haven't played a lot of LA Noire. It has been it's a pretty new concept for a game for the half hour I put into it. Very cool. It was fun. Josh, Ryan, thoughts and feelings on the DLC?
Well, I haven't really gotten too far. I mean, not, by too far, I mean I haven't played it yet, but I've got it on my wish list. I don't even know why I haven't picked it up yet, because it looks like a very interesting game. Despite the fact that it's set a little bit back in time, it still looks like it could hold my interest very well. So I'm definitely excited for DLC to already be coming out for it. Hopefully there's more on the way, and I'm hoping to get the game sooner rather than later, because like I said, it looks like a really intriguing game that I wouldn't mind getting my hands on. So definitely looking forward to it.
Right, and as far as the DLC goes, I think a game that's very linear and very story-based like LA Noire, I think it's going to be really important that they sort of hash out a whole bunch of DLC just to keep people interested, for a few more months. Because I don't know how long it takes to beat the game, but I imagine once you beat the game, you're done,
Exactly. I mean, just the whole idea of the game just seems like a really interesting concept to me. It was Rockstar,
It's
right?
different. I believe it was. Yeah, actually, yeah. No, I know it was.
So then it's basically set in the 60s type or 40s type Grand Theft Auto. Is that what I'm getting from that?
Nah,
Really?
Not really.
No.
Well,
Wait, I
wait,
mean, I know you play a
like,
good guy, but
dude, no, you're a detective. It's different. You're a detective. You go through all these missions and you start off, and I mean it's hard to explain. You just go around solving crimes.
really,
It's basically the best way
it's-
to sum it up.
Yeah.
You're a detective, but it's different. It's not like your typical, linear story. Like you actually have to solve the crime.
is it a pretty open world, or is it kind of like a really linear storyline?
Very open. It's
I mean,
pretty
yeah,
open.
it's open, and you got one main storyline kind of. And you're trying to get
you
through
gotta
the
have
ranks.
that
You're trying to
driving
yeah.
force to compel you to beat the game. Otherwise, you'd be wandering aimlessly, not finishing a game for years upon years. So, I mean,
Yeah,
that's good. So, while we're on DLC, just wanted to gab quick thoughts and feelings. Feel out. I don't know how big of the crowd is going to be Call of Duty fans. I know I'm a fanboy, so as little as I play it now, I still care about when there's new DLC coming out. So on that note, we've got the new Annihilation DLC map pack coming out. So I just wanted to get a quick gauge on what you guys thought of this, especially considering it's coming out so quickly after the other DLC. Just what you guys think. Have you actually seen anything on it?
No.
No.
But,
From what I've seen, there's 4 maps. Really, the only ones I paid attention to, there was one that was a golf course, which looked really interesting to me. That one looks like it's going to be a really good map. And then I heard in an interview that one of the maps is supposed to be a spiritual successor of a favorite map from World at War. So I didn't play much of World at War, but I'm kind of interested to see what it is. I actually saw an overview of all the maps, and although I only played a couple hours of multiplayer in World at War, I have a feeling I actually do know what map it is. But they had a big enter to win type deal for that. You could win. I don't even remember what it was. Very ill-informed on the contest, but they're having you, if you guessed it, you got something. But yeah, that's supposed to come out soon. More or less, the reason I'm looking forward to it is the Nazi zombies, actually. So.
absolutely. And I guess one thing, Treyarch's the one that did COD,
Yes.
right? One thing that they're really good about is putting out new content, and so even though it is really close to the last map pack, I can really appreciate the fact that they're still putting stuff out.
For sure.
Because I mean I don't know
as
how
long
many
as it
people.
stays quality.
Yeah.
As long as it
right,
stays
right,
quality
right.
stuff, I mean, there's nothing wrong with it coming out
Right,
constantly.
go for it,
Yeah, that's exactly
But
it. As long as it's
As long as it's not
continually
the
good
same
quality, I don't care how
bullshit.
often they
Yeah.
put them out. I mean, definitely. So far, I've been pretty happy with most of the maps, and the Nazi
Mhm.
zombies specifically. They just keep driving that out, and every time I think they can't make a more fun map, they do. So, by all means,
Right.
Treyarch, the door's open. Keep making DLC.
Yeah, and I mean, Nazi zombies is one of those things that's unique to Treyarch. You know, Infinity Ward, you know, the Slayer game type, the search and destroy game type, those are all the same. The only thing that changes are the maps and the fact that Treyarch has like this freaking Nazi zombies that I don't know. I love Nazi zombies. That's the only reason I still have COD knows for that.
For sure. I mean, like,
Honestly,
I guess you can go as far to say that the Modern Warfare 2 did have Spec Ops, which was their
eh,
kind of unique thing. But like,
eh.
really, I didn't play Spec Ops all that much. I got like the achievements; they were easy to get in it, and I was like, you know what, I'm kind of done with this. I don't really care that much. But on the
Right.
same note, I also played multiplayer in Modern Warfare 2 for a lot longer than I played it in Black Ops. So I don't know what that says for the gameplay for either of them. But as far as the unique game type goes, I'm definitely way more into Nazi Zombies than I was for Spec Ops. Although,
Yeah.
I don't know how closely you guys were following E3 a couple weeks ago when it was on, but there was lots of commentator-created videos who had gotten hands-on with the new Spec Ops for Modern Warfare 3, and essentially it's a horde firefight Nazi zombies type thing for
Really.
Modern Warfare 3, and what it basically is it's a
Hmm.
wave type of game type where you're playing just like firefight basically for Halo Reach and ODST, and what you do is you just fight endless waves of enemies, and like every however many waves, I can't remember how many they said, but every however many waves, you would have a boss come out, which was usually just the Juggernaut. So if you guys remember that from Modern Warfare 2, it's just the really tough guy
Yeah,
with the big
yeah.
I
armor.
hold too
I
well.
played a lot of Spec Ops and Modern Warfare 2. Me and you remember Pooh Chicken
Yeah.
from Xbox Live? Yeah, Tony, my old roommate. We when he moved, we played Spec Ops all the time, and I don't know, me and him really enjoyed it. So I
Was
am gonna kind of miss that if they get rid of that from Modern Warfare 3. I'm gonna say that right now.
From what it sounds like, it
Can
doesn't
you
really sound like there is anything traditional like that. Go ahead, Ryan.
Uh,
can you tell me what that guy's name was again? I'm sorry.
it was Pooh Chicken 13, I believe.
Pooh
was his
Chicken.
gamer tag. Pooh Chicken.
All right.
I don't know where he
Anyway.
came up with that.
Okay, I was gonna ask where he came up with that.
I could see that being
No
like,
idea.
no, never mind. I got nothing. I can't even fathom where that came from.
Most random gamer tag. Gives me a good laugh every time I play with him, though.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, on the
That's
note
priceless.
of Call of Duty, I had just found out actually today via Kotaku, but or no, it was Joystick, I guess. But they had an article on there talking about the new Black Ops edition they're coming out with, and it's going to be called Call of Duty Black Ops Limited Edition, and it's set to release June 28th, so later on this month, and it's supposed to feature, what the article said was it was supposed to feature DLC, and that was leading a lot of people to believe that, hey, it's coming out with the first two DLC. I'm definitely going to tell my friends who haven't bought Black Ops yet, who have been living in a cave, to go buy Black Ops, because, hey, look, they get all this DLC for free, and it's especially kind of a big deal because Black Ops, if you don't know, is still $60. So a limited edition coming with all the DLC would be kind of a big deal, but it was later confirmed that it will actually only be coming with a download code for the First Strike map pack.
Which is kind of ridiculous.
So-
Because isn't the Annihilation map pack coming out before that?
Not sure on the Annihilation map pack. I do know that that's not the second map pack, so they're already missing
Yeah, that would be
the second map pack.
That just doesn't make sense.
June 28th.
Well,
The only reason I could see them doing that is if they're confident that people are still downloading that second map pack, and they're confident that people are gonna still be downloading that third map pack. You know.
yeah.
I mean, it's
So
still
that-
kind
so
of
instead of,
still
like,
kinda
bundling it all
trash.
together.
Alright, I got it right here.
Yeah.
The release date for the
That makes
Annihilation
sense.
map pack is going to be June 28th, same day as the limited edition.
Same. Oh,
Really?
So you have to get two more. Well, limited edition better. The limited edition better become 60, and then the old one become like 50 or
And
55 or something. They have to do a price change. Otherwise, that's the most
Yeah.
bullshit deal I've ever heard of.
well, the 4 maps that it's coming with is going to be Hangar 18, which I remember that from the trailer. It is you're kind of in an airfield type thing, and they got I remember it because it was really cool. Because in one of the hangars the door was open, and there was a blackbird coming halfway out the door, and it was just sitting there. That was pretty cool. You've also got a map called Drive-In, a map called Silo, a map called Hazard, which I'm assuming, from the picture it looks like is the golf course one, and the new map for zombies does not have a name on here. So
And this is the
this
Annihilation
is the
map pack.
Annihilation map pack due to come out June 28th, same day as limited edition. Like I said, they do not have a name on the zombies map pack yet. It just says cannot talk. Obliterate the zombies. It has just unrelenting zombie action. Doesn't say what it is. No idea. They didn't give us any tips or anything on what it's going to be.
But that last map pack they came out with was really heavy on the zombie map,
They
wasn't it?
were really pushing the zombie map in the last one, considering it was
Didn't it have like Quentin
George
Tarantino in
Romero.
it or something?
Oh my
Whatever.
god. I should
George
smack
Romero.
you. The zombie king right there. If you haven't seen his
The zombie
movies, you
king.
can go see his movies. About 50% of his movies are instant watches on Netflix, so if you got a subscription, go for it. He makes some really, really good zombie movies. He's undoubtedly the innovator behind zombie movies. And he was the driving force behind that DLC for the map pack, and that's really why they pushed strong for the zombies in the last map pack.
Right, and doesn't it have like actors in it too? Like you play as like the dude from
Yeah, they
Machete.
had like the chick from
or whatever.
Buffy, and they had
Buffy's a vampire, so not a zombie.
well, you know,
Anyway.
the unnatural. I mean, you're talking realms here. Don't get picky. God, you're
Well,
fighting
okay.
Treyarch here.
Sorry,
You want me to
I'm
report
getting
you?
I'm getting
You're fighting
nitpicky.
Treyarch.
So wait, did they get the actual actors to
Yeah,
come
they
in
did.
and do the
I'm
voice
pretty sure they
acting
had
for
their
that?
voice.
Really?
I mean, if it wasn't
Really?
them,
How
then
cool.
they found some really good voice actors that can imitate very well, because it sounded dead on to me.
Really? That's too cool.
My hopes for the new one.
I don't know why I think that's so
It's-
cool.
Well, I mean, you got celebrities in video games. It's kind of getting to that time of, it's kind of getting to that age and day and age with video games now, where you're having movie actors find it fiscally responsible to be in games. It's finally getting to that point.
Especially, and I'm gonna bring this back. I'm gonna tie this all together. Especially in games like LA Noire, where like the voice acting and sort of the cinematics is a key role in the actual game. I think that's really cool how the movie business and the gaming business are sort of
starting
coming
to
together to
mesh.
form just like a big old entertainment thing, you know? That's so cool.
For sure.
Anyway,
I'm kind of hoping that with the new DLC on the new zombies map, that they don't try to focus too much on the singular boss in the middle of the game type thing. As fun, don't get me wrong, as fun as Call of the Dead was, that was frustrating. I'm kind of hoping for just a little bit more of a traditional map, but maybe some new innovations on the map, you know. Like I said, Treyarch never ceases to impress me with the content they put out for zombies, so I have nothing but good things to say. So here's to the Annihilation map pack coming out June 28th. Hoping it's going to be good. So,
yep.
speak.
And the limited edition, which sounds like it's going to tank. So
Yeah.
it's to that
Ooh,
too.
can't wait to go and not buy that.
Yeah.
Well,
Seriously, you can't slap the title limited edition onto something and expect people to buy it.
you know what? I've been noticing that lately. Like Need for Speed Hot Pursuit Limited Edition. I couldn't find a regular edition.
Well, that's the
I
thing
googled
is
Right.
what games are doing now is that they're releasing as a limited
What?
edition. Like when I bought Bad Company 2, you bought the
Right.
limited edition when the game first came out, and then after they ran out of that, they put the regular copies in. And what the limited edition granted you was a VIP pass, and that VIP pass allowed you to download DLC that came out at a later date for free. Whereas if you got the regular
Yeah.
edition, you had to pay not an astronomical fee, but you did have to pay for it.
Right, and I remember it being a little bit ridiculous because I went to my game store to pick up Battlefield, Bad Company 2, and they had the limited edition and the regular edition, same price, but the limited edition came with the map pack, so it was like, who
Yeah,
wouldn't
who's
buy
not
it?
going to buy
But-
the limited edition one? It doesn't make sense.
You know.
Hmm.
And along with that, I mean, I just kind of find this frustrating. I'm going to go on a little side tangent here, and I want to hear what you guys have to say about this too. But I know you guys have noticed it as well as me that games now are they're coming with codes that you have to type in when you buy the game, or you can't do
Oh my
anything.
god.
Like when we bought Dirt,
You
was it
you can't
Dirt?
do you can't do
When we
certain
bought
things.
Dirt
Yeah.
3, go ahead.
Dirt was that Dirt was that way. Let's see, my Tiger Woods was that way. Just games in general now are all coming with the online code. So first of all, I understand them, trying to get money off the resale, even though it's bullshit and they don't really deserve it since the game's already considered sold.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but the fact that they're then charging $10 for this VIP code, that let's say I don't have Xbox Live, I can't have a bunch of this shit that I should
Exactly.
have because I bought the game. Like,
Right.
just because I can't access Xbox Live and give you this $10 code, I
Yeah.
can't have this item for my game that you're
Is
giving
it
away at the beginning.
is it to make sure that people don't pirate the game? I'm confused.
That,
about this.
like, yeah, you. That's one more thing. Like, with my flashed Xbox, yeah, I can, take demos and play any game I feel like. And yeah, you can't do Xbox Live. Otherwise, first of all, you can, but you need that code, and you can still get that code for $10 more, but they're charging you no matter what, no matter how you play that game. If you want to get online with it, you have to pay them $10
Really?
at least.
See, that's interesting.
Good concept, but annoying. Very annoying lately.
I read this hilarious article on crack.com. I don't know if you guys know what that is. It's this website where these people write articles about how developers are sort of fighting pirates, people who pirate games. And there's a couple games or a couple developers that were really creative. Like, for instance, Batman Arkham Asylum or Arkham City or whatever that game was. Apparently, if you pirated that game, it'd be missing some form of code, or the code would be changed so that Batman walked around like a drunken idiot. And in a game that's like based on like, stealth and whatnot, like he would just be stumbling around everywhere, and like his wings wouldn't work properly, so you couldn't fly. You just fall straight to the ground and stuff. And so people who pirated the game just were terrible. And apparently it's pretty funny. And there's this other game. It was like an RPG, 300 plus hour game, and the game worked fine all the way until you made it to the last boss battle, when the game crashed your computer and deleted all of your save files.
That's interesting.
So it's really hilarious how game developers are sort
It
of
is
out to
kinda
just
good.
screw people who try to
Well,
to
the
try to
truth
get to
is,
those.
yeah, like game developers and movie, like there's a bunch of all the major companies and stuff out there. They will have people go out and release on a torrent site or something a link to a game or a link to a movie or something. And I
Mhm.
mean, I've seen them do it to collect IPs to then charge with pirating. I've seen them
Right.
release, yeah, like you said, bugged versions and shit. So basically, you can get it, but you can get a fucked up one. Like
That just makes the
like,
game. Oh,
oh,
it's
but
clever though.
I did not know they did that with Batman. I like
That's
that
pretty
concept
interesting.
on
I hadn't
Batman.
heard
That's
about
fun.
that, so I'm gonna definitely try to see if I can't find a video of that for the
Yeah.
link feed.
I've heard of crashes and stuff.
And you can look
for
up the
other
article on
games.
Cracked.
Huh.
But
have to check
I
that one out.
I gotta respect that. I'm sort of against pirating. It doesn't bother me all that much, but when I hear about game developers doing stuff like that, it just makes me laugh. It just makes me happy.
To
I
me, it
don't know
almost
why.
seems like if they're taking the time to go
Now-
and make something that makes you do that, it's almost like they don't
Yeah.
consider you a threat. It's
Yeah.
kind of like a F you. We don't
Yeah.
really care.
A joke. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it that they're taking sort of a comical approach to screwing these, people. Because it's like, it's all in good fun. These people aren't criminals, they're not like
Yeah.
out to destroy the company. They just want to have fun. So the company's like, well, you want fun.
Wait till you see
It'll
Drunk
be fun.
Batman.
Yeah, here you go.
Yeah, drunk Batman.
All right.
Ah,
Well,
that's good. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not. Oh, give
Alright,
me
go
1
ahead.
second on this. Or actually, no. It has been a minute. We should move on to the next topic. I didn't realize what time it was.
a minute.
But,
Okay. Well, anyways, regardless, yeah, just in that whole subject, interesting things. I'll see if I can't get a few links for you in the link feed. Other than that, I think it's time to move on a little bit. I kind of wanted to move into something
Yeah.
that's kind of a more broad subject. Like, this is gonna cover a lot, and it may affect a lot of people listening. So, hey, keep your ears open. We're just gonna throw
Yeah.
in what we think. But the topic is 3D gaming, and like I said, it's a really broad subject. We'll try to keep pretty close to gaming.
3D
Well,
in
we're trying to
general,
keep a little bit
almost.
closer to the gaming, but we're definitely going to talk about
Yeah,
3D in general.
of course.
Because, as you may or may not notice, and if you don't notice, I'm going to assume you live in a cave for real and you actually don't have electricity. So, if you're a caveman or Amish, this section is not for you. So, basically, 3D is taking over the market, and it just...
Everything.
It, to
Everything
me,
is 3D
feels
now.
almost like too much. And provided, I feel like a lot of movies
Mm-hmm.
should use 3D, and I feel like a lot of movies should not use 3D, and vice versa with games. I mean, it's kind of the same thing. Like, okay, for example, movies like Sucker Punch or maybe Saw 7, the 3D one, those to me kind of feel like are decently suitable movies for 3D. They used it well. It wasn't too over the top, and it kind of just it felt like a more immersive experience in the movie. But stuff like I don't know. I'm trying to come up with a good example for. Yes.
Pirates of the
yeah,
Caribbean.
Exactly. I just saw that the other day. That it seems like such a movie that does not need it at all. Like, it's such a gimmicky thing. It seems like
Yeah.
now
Right.
that it's just like, oh, everybody else is doing 3D, so let's jump off the cliff and do 3D as well.
We have to, yeah. We should jump on.
Hey,
Jackass 3D.
no, that movie.
Okay, maybe
I saw
that was
three
worth it.
times in theaters, and that was
That movie was
honestly
definitely worth it.
some of the best use of both high-speed cameras and 3D that I've ever seen.
Didn't they use the same camera technology that was used
They
in
used,
Avatar?
what's called, or the company that makes Phantom cameras, and they're the highest end high-speed cameras you can purchase. As a
That's
quick
awesome.
side thing, I don't know if you guys know this. Okay, a camera, a high-speed camera that takes 2,500 frames per second video. Do you know how much? Do you know how much hard drive
Okay.
space 1 second of filming takes at 2,500 frames per second? 8
Okay,
gigabytes.
No idea.
I have, yeah. I'm sure.
8
1 second of filming at
gigabytes?
2,500 frames per second.
So these cameras probably loaded with, like, what,
They
5 terabytes or
pretty
something?
much have to be run by NASA.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
So you can't
Well,
film
I mean,
too
with a
much with
high-speed
those.
Camera, obviously,
then
you're
I
not
take it.
filming like 20-minute scenes or anything. You're filming.
Right.
You're filming the impact of something hitting somebody in the face. I
Right.
mean, you're not sitting here filming 2 minutes of a prank, you know. Exactly.
Of car chases. And
So in the terms of Jackass 3D, it's like it's that moment where the dick hits that guy in the face, and they get that
Exactly.
at 25,000 frames per
And
second.
really, that's all you're filming. You're filming that little brief thing. But back to 3D, because I mean we're getting into high speed here, and that's not really why we came here.
Anyway,
With
yeah.
3D gaming, though, I'm not ready to jump on that bandwagon yet, so I just kind of wanted to get a feel for what you guys think of it, because that's kind of a big move, jumping into it. I mean, because you're talking a lot of money just for startup. You're talking a TV, you're talking
Yeah.
games that are
Oh,
enabled.
man.
I was looking at a converter kit for the PC. It's $500 for a monitor and the glasses and shit, like, and that's just for a monitor, let alone doing like 3D gaming on your 360, like you were saying. It's a commitment. Now, if I had it, would I use it? I'd give it a shot.
For $500, I
Don't get me wrong, I'd give it a shot.
Yeah, really.
Yeah. I
I'd
mean,
feel
no,
you
that's,
know,
I'm
feel
saying,
like
like,
I needed
if I didn't have to go out and buy it, like, if let's just say, you know, I went over, like, my parents had a 3D TV. Yeah, I'd try and play Black Ops in 3D. Do I think it would help the game at all? I haven't played it, so I don't
yeah,
know.
I'm not
But
one
I
to
don't
speak
feel
on something I haven't
like
tried,
a lot of games
so.
that are offering it. Yeah, I haven't used it, but I'm feeling like certain games that, like Black Ops, does that game really need to be
Well,
in 3D? Just asking.
if
I
it
don't know
was-
if it helps at all.
I mean,
you
obviously
think it
it's
would
not
help,
a movie,
but-
so you're not talking over the top, pop into your face, in your face 3D. You're talking a more subtle 3D where you're just kind of defining edges. That's at least the way I feel. Like I said, I have not touched 3D Black Ops.
Mhm.
When I found out it did have 3D,
Yeah.
don't get me wrong, I was more than excited to see if I couldn't find somebody who had something so that I could try it. To this day, I've yet to find anything. They don't even
Mhm.
have anything set up like at Best Buy or anything, so I've yet to try it, but I'd be more than willing to try if it does what I think it does. And like I said, what I think it does is it just defines the edges, kind of gives you more of a Yeah, it gives you kind of
It
more of
blurs
like
the
depth.
monitor,
Gives the game
almost
kind
the
of a
edges of the
depth. That's what I
monitor.
feel like. If it did something like that, that'd be more than up
Right.
my alley, and I would be willing to try it. And if they continue to progress the technology, I would be more than
Fair
willing
enough.
to, in the future, invest in 3D. But as of now, just haven't found it.
See, maybe that's my problem. I feel like the
Yeah.
tech right now and the 3D they're trying to produce and like put in our minds that exist isn't really there. The 3D we want, the 3D that would, I don't know. I feel like for movies it is, but for gaming, like again, I haven't played with it, so I don't know. But I feel like the tech isn't there just yet
Do you?
because the
Oh,
what's
go
up?
ahead. No, go
No,
ahead and
no.
finish.
All
Okay.
right, I was just gonna
Uh,
say like, wow, we are
uh,
so just off right now. This is not working.
okay.
Ryan, go ahead.
I'm,
You take
I'm
over.
Do you think that the 3D is all about having a more immersive gaming experience, or do you think it's just to sort of make the visuals a little bit more stunning? I mean, I don't know if that would. I guess that would lead to a more immersive gaming experience. What I'm trying to say is, it seems like there are other ways you could immerse yourself into the experience other than a 3D television. You know, they have these headsets that provide like this bass sound whenever, you know, you get shot apparently. And I was reading this in like a Popular Science, you know, and it apparently like stimulates the area or the side of your head where you're getting shot from, and it sort of provides a more immersive gaming experience. And I was wondering if 3D technology is sort of just another step in this direction, or if it's just a fad. I almost want to say
Into
it's more of a
the
fad.
virtual reality kind of
Virtual
idea of a
reality, yeah,
game.
virtual reality. That's what
Because
I think. That's
you
what
would have to
everyone
use all
wants.
the senses then. Yeah, that's what everybody
Yeah,
wants. That's
I
the
that's what everybody
dream
wants.
for
And maybe
everything.
this is a step in that direction, but it's
I didn't
not
know they
anywhere
had
near
headsets
what
that
we
did that.
want.
That is cool. That is really interesting idea
Yeah, look
that
it
we
up.
could
It's in
focus
the top
this
site or something.
instead of doing what you know everybody's virtual reality that they think it is, put on a headset, do all these small things, have the headphones, have the 3D TV, have certain things that make you feel certain ways. So instead of
Yeah.
a headset, make it this giant. I mean, it'd be an enormous, expensive rig, but don't get me wrong,
Mhm.
it'd probably be the most badass game you'd ever play in your life.
Right. But I don't know. I don't even then. I don't know if it'd be enough to sort of create this real world experience that everyone's
I
wanting
more or
so
less just
badly.
feel
You know.
like 3D is kind of
I
a
think
fad.
3D is
To
just
be
a
completely
fad.
honest, like it just kind of feels okay. The first like real beginnings of 3D that I feel it was is a couple years back. You remember they released that movie, My Bloody Valentine? It was like on Halloween, or it was on Valentine's Day, not Halloween.
Yeah.
It was on Valentine's Day, and that one was in 3D, and that was kind of like what I feel like kicked off the 3D movie fad again. Because I mean, 3D has been around for ages. I'm not gonna sit here and be or ignorant and pretend.
See, now was that before
I
Avatar
have
or after
no idea.
Avatar?
I want to say it was before.
Because I'm thinking, for me, Avatar was that movie that was the turning point in all
Yes.
3D. Like that's when I started noticing it. Alice in Wonderland was 3D. All these Disney movies are starting to be 3D. Like now it
I know,
is
though. I mean,
just
like literally,
mainstream.
I feel like they don't even make
Everybody's
movies that
3D.
aren't 3D anymore. Like, it, I mean, provided I'm
They,
talking
every
a
movie
certain
has a
genre
3D
of movie
version
here. You're
somewhere.
not talking about going out and see a romantic comedy that's in 3D yet. It's not at that point yet. But like, literally, it seems like every action movie that's coming out is 3D, and it's kind of. I mean, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Like I said, with some movies it works, and when it does work, it's phenomenal. Don't get me wrong, but I just kind of feel overwhelmed sometimes. Like maybe they're just trying a little too hard, and it's
Mhm.
getting really gimmicky.
A lot of the time,
Yeah.
if I don't think the movie, if it looks like one of those movies where it's like, and it's in 3D, and like someone like sticks their hand out towards the camera, it's like, whoa, look, 3D. I make it a point to try and find a 2D screening of that movie so that I can sort of enjoy it without all the gimmick and the
But
fuss of it. I
exactly.
hate those glasses. I don't know. Something about those
Don't get
glasses
me
bother
started. Do
the
you know
heck
how
out
much
of
of a
me. I
pain it
hate
is
them
going to
so much.
movies that have 3D glasses and you wear glasses? No,
Oh my
provided
god,
I have
yeah, yeah,
contacts too.
I had
Usually
that
when I go to
problem.
a movie, I try to wear contacts. But the thing is, when I'm sitting here watching a movie, I don't know if you guys notice this when you watch a movie, but you don't blink nearly as often. And wearing
Right.
contacts and not blinking doesn't usually mix very well for those of you who have contacts. It likes to dry out and then immediately fall out, so it's not a good time. So then you're stuck with the other choice, which is trying to put glasses on top of I don't know. I feel like they need. I mean, 3DS. The 3DS kind of made a 3D
Exactly.
glasses less type thing, and you don't need the 3D glasses to play in 3D. So I'm kind of waiting for
Right.
the next technology in movies to do the same
Well,
thing. Because like I said, when you wear glasses, it's just a frustrating experience. So I'm kind of waiting for that.
once again, yeah, I think 3D is sort of gimmicky and it's sort of a pain, but I'm really excited to see some of the new technology. Like I don't know if you watched the
Oh
Sony
my god,
presentation
I
at
don't know why
E3,
I didn't write this down to talk about. I'm so glad you brought it up though.
but they're releasing sort of this bundle where you get a TV, a full TV that is 3D, and it's also set up so that if you have this isn't 3D, but it's it's cool as hell. I love this. Where if you and your buddy are playing split screen, your buddy sits on the right side of the TV and you sit on the left side of the
So
TV,
it's
and you
not
each see
splitting
a
the
different
screen,
image.
actually. You each
So
get full
so
screen.
it's not splitting the screen. You see the full screen, and it's really cool how they're sort of taking this technology where you can see 3D without glasses and applying it to other purposes as well. And I was looking at this, I was like, this is great. I totally want one of these. And they're like, and it's cheap too. Sony was like, this is real cheap. And they built it up, and they're like, and it's so cheap, it only costs $500. I was like, I just deflated. I was
Well, I
like, there's
mean,
no way I'm
when
ever
you
gonna
think
get one
about
of
it,
these.
product,
I'm not gonna spend $500. And
it's
it wasn't
only,
that big of
Well,
a
how big of a
TV
TV?
anyway.
That's what I was
I
about to say.
want
How
to say
big
it
of a
was a
TV?
20, no, it was 20 something, it was
32.
24.
Ooh, ooh.
Yeah,
Well, you
I'm
know,
not paying
but product for
$500 for a
product,
24
it
inch
is a worth
TV.
it buy. I mean, when you're talking value-wise, because it
Yeah,
doesn't come with a PS3, does it?
but
No,
wait
but
2 years.
it comes
No,
with
it comes with like
two
a
pairs
game.
of glasses. It comes with, or not glass.
It doesn't
No,
need
it does for
glasses.
3D. Yes, you need glasses. So it comes with
What?
glass. It comes
I
with two
thought
pairs
it
of
didn't.
glasses. Well, just for the
Ah,
3D. I don't know if you.
that's
I
so
think you need
lame.
it for the split screen thing too. Um, I would imagine you do. I can't
You
imagine
did?
how that would work.
Lame. I wasn't
Otherwise,
paying attention.
unless you're talking about making one of those. Unless you're making one
I
of those
wasn't
like
paying
National
very much
Guard
attention.
posters where
It's
you look at it from one side and the guy's wearing camo, and you look at the other side and he's wearing holes with jeans with holes in it. I mean, it just whatever. But I mean, it's still value-wise. You're talking about getting a TV. You're talking about getting two pairs of 3D glasses. It comes with a Move controller. Comes with Resistance 3,
oh, that's right.
and it comes with I think
Woohoo! Resistance 3.
the gun mod for the controller, where you get the hold the gun thing.
Hmm.
Which, I mean, it is an interesting.
Which is an
idea, but
interesting
like I said, when
idea.
you're talking product for product, you're talking a much higher value than what it is, and it's not
Yeah.
500.
That
it was
is.
like 480, like 479 or something like that. So it was a little less, but I mean,
What's a?
Yeah,
I mean, a 3D 22 is gonna run you already
I know
to
you're talking pretty
maybe
expensive.
$300 for a
And this
Sony.
is a PlayStation brand
Yeah.
TV, isn't it?
So
So you're talking something that's optimized to work
Yes,
on
it
the
is,
console you're
so.
playing. You can't really get much better than that if you're asking. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
for 470, 480, that's a pretty good deal for all that shit.
Yeah, and I guess I'm talking from the point of view of a kid without a job here. I don't have $500
When
to
you got a
spare,
little bit of money in
It's
the
very
bank and you
hard
start
for me to
looking
get
at that again, it's not going to
$500.
seem it's not going to seem so far out there. Personally, when I saw
Yeah.
this,
I don't know.
could
I
be
didn't know
wrong.
it came with the
I
gun
know
mod.
it comes with the Move, like the wand or whatever they call it. I know it comes with that.
Yeah,
But
yeah. The
but I
little
want to say it
dildo
comes
thing.
with the weapons mod controller. But even if it doesn't come with that, I don't think those are too terribly expensive at any rate. But I don't know.
Yeah. Speaking of creating a more immersive game. Now you're physically holding a gun, looking at a 3D TV. If you have those headsets that make it feel like you're getting shot,
Shot, that's pretty
You're there.
fucking spot on at
Me
that
and
point.
Trace.
You're there.
Me
All
and
you need
Trace
is like a
were
little
talking about this
treadmill
the
to
other
walk
day.
around on.
This is kind of like if I was going to pick a direction, unless by the time I had enough money to do it, and I'm not actually talking about doing this. This is just, oh God, I couldn't even fathom how much money this would cost me. Dear God. But we were talking about rather than going into a 3D type area, doing more of like a 6 TV or 6 monitor setup, or better yet, a 9, and have something more along the lines. Not surrounding.
Surround
I'm not
yourself.
talking surrounding. I'm doing more like you're looking at your computer right now, and I'm assuming anybody who's listening to this, unless they downloaded it on Podomatic, I'm assuming they download or they're watching a computer screen now too. Take your computer screen. You've got your one sitting right in front of you. Put one on top of it. Put one below it. One to the left. One to the right.
Mm-hmm.
And then diagonal left, right, bottom left, or bottom top. And but then we're not talking just keeping.
Yeah,
them
you're
flat,
talking
we're
a 3x3
bending
grid.
them in, so you're still sitting in front of this original monitor. You're just kind of
And it's
flexing
kind
them
of
in
surrounding
enough
you.
that
It
it's kind
starts
of
a
a very
sphere.
light sphere. That sounds like much more of a way that I would like to go, because personally, I would like to have a lot more looking
versus
around
3D.
than be able to see just a higher, slightly more immersive depth of field with 3D. I would rather have, or go even further, and you're talking 3D with each of these. Now you're talking about tens of thousands of dollars, but I just feel like something along those lines would be insanely immersive.
When I hit the lotto.
And I feel like that would be just, like I said, if I won the lottery, I would go in that direction.
Yeah.
So that you're talking about, I totally would too. But you're talking about rendering that right analog stick useless. You turning and looking around, you're physically turning and looking around, you know.
Camera, I mean, I'm not into the whole motion technology. I don't really. Okay, as somebody who doesn't feel the need to be working out at the same time as playing a game. I mean, I work out on my own as a military member. I'm kind of required basically to work out. So as somebody who not only skates but visits the gym and just tries to keep in shape as best he can anyways, I don't really feel the need to, on my downtime, to be doing that. So I'm not really all for the motion technology in the sense that I need to be standing in front of my couch that I pay good money for to play a video game. Now, if you're talking head technology, like movement with your head, like I can still be sitting down, but it can be moving my head to move the camera.
I like that.
That could not only
that's a good idea.
serve as a much more immersive experience, but it can
and
also
if you do
serve
the
as
surround,
a quicker response time. Like, I'm getting shot, my first reaction is going to be to twitch my head to the left, and I'm not talking like, I'm not going to turn around, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to turn, that's where I find motion gaming to be stupid, is like, I'm not going to turn my entire body away from my TV to see somebody who's behind me. I'm going to twitch my head or something, and I want that to move my guy. That would, to me, be much better.
Yeah. The only problem is, if you got one screen in front of you, twitch your head to the left, you're not looking at the screen anymore. You're looking at the screen in your peripherals, you know? So you would almost need, like, an array.
You would need that. You would need that curved monitor. So that, like, if you could get that curved monitor, head motion to turn, like, you look at your left screen or so, like, it recognizes how far you've turned and makes that, like, designated 180 degrees behind you or something.
What do you think about that?
And that would work. Oh my god.
I'm just spitballing here, but
It
what
would
do you
be
guys
so
think about
much
this?
better
Just
than
throwing this out here,
3D.
I just thought of this in my head. So, what if, like, you take that twitch that would turn you? This wouldn't be the sole controller, though. You would obviously, okay, you're playing with a 360. Let's take a 360 for example. We're playing Call of Duty Black Ops. Somebody's shooting me from behind, and I'm like sitting here with my FAMAS, lol, just minding my own business. I start getting shot from behind. I twitch my left. My guy does a 180. Maybe twitch being certain movements. You know what I mean? Like, my guy does a 180, but I still obviously, we're not at the point where we're doing retinal gaming. Like, it's not gonna track your retina to see, or your pupil to see where you're looking at. It's not gonna see that. So you're still gonna use your right stick. You know what I mean? Like, you're still gonna use it to be precise and get that headshot that you need to get. But you are using your head to maybe turn. But for the more precise up and down and left to right, you're still using
to give
your joystick.
for an extra
so maybe
pinch.
not full on motion, but you know, it's a step, and I think that would personally just make it feel like a lot more realistic experience. Which, I mean, honestly, if games aren't moving towards making it a realistic experience, then I kind of feel like gaming is failing, because that's what everything's going for. Why would you? I mean, you're still gonna have fantasy games and stuff, but I mean, like, why wouldn't you want to make your game look like real life and feel like you're actually there? You know, that kind of feels like that's where it should be moving.
I feel like everything
I mean, you
has
can
to
still
be
have
for that.
fantasy and stuff.
In the end,
but, I mean,
it has to be trying to make it most.
Well,
even
yeah,
that
that's what I'm
should
saying.
be. I should still feel like I'm right there. Like, it should be the most immersive experience
as close to
possible.
real life, not storyline, not visuals wise, but I mean graphically, trying to make it look as close to real life as you can, and make you feel, or make the player feel as much like they're in the game as you possibly can. That seems to me like that's what everything should be striving for. And if that's the case, I feel like
Right.
these types of controls should be implemented alongside of maybe a more enhanced 3D and maybe an array of televisions. And at this point, you're talking more along the lines of going to like a gaming center. Like they just set one up here. I live in Anchorage, but they
Yeah.
just set one up in Eagle River, which is a suburb of Anchorage, kind of a lower area. And when you go there, they have a gaming center set up where instead of like having a gaming store where you can try out games and stuff, it's a place to go to play games. You go there and they have like 42, or no, they have I think 20 something TVs set up, all 42-inch HD TVs, and they have every console you can imagine. They have every game, and you just go there and you pay a couple bucks and you can play for a couple hours. And you're playing on huge TVs that you may or may not have at home. Like, I mean, provided if you got a 42-inch screen at home and you got an Xbox 360 with Call of Duty Black Ops, you're kind of set. You really don't need this. But for the kid who's playing on a 20 or a 12-inch black and white tube TV hand-me-down from his third cousin, I mean, paying $5 to go play on a 42-inch HD TV and playing on the newest game on the newest console that he might not have, that's a really interesting concept. So,
Right. Yes, yeah, especially those kids that just, you know, they just don't have access to a game console or anything. I don't know. Talking as a gamer, I want to say that gaming is important as sort of just an escape or a release, which is why making it as realistic as possible, I think, can help. But I know, like, if I've had like a really bad day or something, like, it's nice to just be able to sit down and sort of just enter this new world for a little while. And I think, you know, the 3D is a step in the direction to making that more realistic and more believable and more relaxing, I guess. Like you said, the technology needs to improve before I buy into it at all. But you know, centers like this, I think, just provide just another outlet. It's like a, you know, like a sports gym or something, you know.
On top of that, I mean, the center, you said they have a bunch of the same system. I guarantee you they're doing LAN parties all the
Yeah.
time.
yeah,
I
definitely.
mean,
New
that's a
people.
whole nother time.
You know, interesting
That we can-
conversations. For sure, let us know what you think.
It's been, yeah,
By all means,
we got into
there's a
that
comment
one.
section on YouTube for a reason. If you want, we've got an email. For sure, email us what your thoughts are. Email us anything you want us to talk about, anything we may have missed. We can hit these up in future episodes, so by all means, I'll throw out what the email is at the end of the episode, so keep your ears open for that. And other than that, we're going to move on a little bit. I wanted to really quickly just hit on Red versus Blue. I know last week we mentioned that the first episode of the second season was out, or the ninth season was out. Just in case you don't know this, they're going to be releasing every Monday. So, that being said, episode 2 is out. You need to check episode 2 out. If you are a fan of the series, if you are a fan of video games, if you are a fan of anything that looks cool, you need to check out this episode. Because it's going to blow you away. I'm not going to give too much away. Let's just
Amazing
say,
episode.
if you saw that CGI battle, it's
Last week we talked
check it
about.
out. Go for it, Reed.
Oh. I mean, last week we talked about season 1 or episode 1, and how it was going back to the original. You know, what Red vs. Blue was all about in the canyon, and just, you know, this new episode. Oh my God. I haven't seen any of their CGI. I even asked Josh while I was watching. I was like, "Where are they stealing this animation from? Or like, are they really doing CGI?" And he had to explain to me they've been doing it for a couple seasons now.
It
and
is mind blowing. The
blew
level
me
that
away.
Red vs. Blue is
Blew
going to
me
bring
away,
us
that
new
episode.
content is absolutely mind blowing. I
Incredible.
can't believe they're keeping up with it this well. It's
It's exactly what I would have always wanted. Perfectly done.
CGI.
It is. Oh, and they do it so brilliantly. I didn't even realize
It's
it was
very
black
seamless.
until.
If you haven't checked it out, make sure you check it
I don't
out.
even get me started. I could go on for
It's
hours
seriously
about this.
well worth a watch. It's worth your time. It's not even a 10-minute video. Even if you're not a fan of the series,
Definitely
you can
worth it.
appreciate the CGI. So just
It's
go and check it out.
5 minutes, I think.
That's roosterteeth.com. If you forget it, I'll throw a link in the link feed. Incredibly well done.
Incredibly done.
So,
Incredibly well done.
for those of you Minecraft fans, Just felt like I needed to throw this out here. If you follow Minecraft at all, then you're probably aware that there is an update coming up in the future, 1.7, which is being codenamed the Adventure Update, which is supposed to, quote-unquote, reward people who do exploring and fighting in the game. So, as an avid Minecraft player, actually all three of us are avid Minecraft players, we've all been really looking forward to this. So,
Who isn't an
to
avid
bring you a little
Minecraft
bit
player?
of news, and don't shoot the messenger, but to bring you a little bit of news, Notch has posted on his Twitter, and this is, I'm going to say Monday or Tuesday, I'm going to say, unfortunately, this is what the Twitter post was about. His words, and not quite exact, but this is his rough words, were, for those of you wondering about the 1.7 release date, we haven't even begun to discuss it yet. So, I'm sure thousands of hearts across the Minecraft nation have just dropped and been shattered. But keep your head high, because I'm sure that by the time 1.7 does finally release, it's going to be well worth the wait, because this sounds like a very, very heavy update. Not just a little bug fix update, so bear with Notch. Him and his team are working really hard. Just keep your ears and eyes open. If you see anything and that we don't see, let us know. Well, like I said, we're all three really avid Minecraft players, so if we miss something, we're going to want to know. So, yeah, just keep your eyes open. 1.7 hopefully coming out in the near future.
Yeah.
We'll see what's going on. Definitely keep you guys updated.
Looking forward to it. What? I guess I'm sort of a scrub. Could you like really quickly explain what we can expect from the
1.7
adventure update part of this, just real quick?
It's supposed to not really encompass more of a story, but it is definitely supposed to add direction for players who are having issue finding direction in the game. For us three, it's not really an issue because we're more of you've got really just two types of people who play Minecraft. You've got survivors who play the game solely to survive, and you've got builders, which is more where we fall into that category, where we obviously are surviving, but we're more thriving on the building aspect and the creativity aspect of the game, which neither is wrong, neither is right. Play what you want to play how you want to play. But what the adventure update is supposed to implement is more of a direction for players who are lost, who don't really feel like they fall into either of those categories, who are having a hard time motivating themselves when they get into Minecraft to continue playing. So it's just, he hasn't mentioned anything specific. He hasn't named like, oh, well, there's going to be quests, or oh, there's going to be boss battles, or oh, there's going to be this, there's going to be that. So it hasn't really been named, but all that's been said is it's going to add direction for those who don't have any. And it is going to add it is going to heavily reward players who explore and who fight lots of mobs. So definitely something to look forward to.
That's cool.
Yeah, that'll be fun. You may have to make this arena after all.
Yeah. And is he, I don't know if we covered this already. Oh my god, I lost my train of thought. Oh, that's right. Is he going to be incorporating mods that the community makes into the actual game?
Yeah, isn't he implementing like an API?
Well, I mean, we can't say too much about the game's future because, like I said, we have no idea what it holds. So this could go anywhere. The only direction Minecraft at this point can go up, or go in this direction, is up. So really, basically all we can do is just strap on our seatbelts, sit back, and enjoy the ride, because it's going to be intense, and I look forward to every time I go to his Twitter or his blog or anything relating to Minecraft news. I always look forward to hearing something new. So, I mean, by all means, Notch, do your thing, and just take your time, because we all know you're going to come up with something great. So, in regards to Minecraft, before we do move on, I just wanted to mention something that I got wrong on last week's podcast that I'd like to mention. I did mention last week that 4J Studios, the creators of the Banjo and Tooie series, are going to be publishing the game, and that was false. I said that they would be publishing, not developing the game, and that Mojang was going to develop the 360 version of Minecraft. That was false. It's going to be 4J Studios is going to develop the game, so they're going to not only port it over, but they may or may not be adding in newer things. So keep your eye out on 4J Studios. I don't expect a lot to be released beforehand. Really, that's basically it for Minecraft. I just want to really thank you guys so far for listening. It's been really great having you guys listen. Um, Basically, we're probably just gonna wrap it up now. Missed a few things we're gonna talk about, but hey, we're running pretty heavy here on time, so I want to kind of get you guys out of here and make sure you guys have something to tune in for next episode. So definitely appreciate you guys listening. If you're hearing my voice right now, you're my little freaking savior.
Yeah.
Um, Somehow
Thank
you
you.
managed to live through yet another
Yes.
episode.
Somehow.
Ugh.
Somehow we were that
So-
entertaining.
Of course, we're gonna keep doing these whether
We
you listen or
appreciate you
not.
guys,
So
but this is all for fun. We enjoy
mean,
this.
There's
fun.
that. They're fun. We enjoy it.
Exactly.
We enjoy it, but we enjoy you listening even
So,
more. That sounded so
definitely
creepy.
throw us
Oh
a
my god.
subscription.
Please.
Subscription.
Ignore
Follow
that.
us
Don't
up on,
pay attention to
Podomatic
Ryan.
if you're on the go and you need
It's
to
been a
listen
long
to
night.
future episodes and when they come out. We do have a Podomatic account where you can download our episodes. We're currently in the process of trying to get posted up on both iTunes and on the Zune Marketplace, so hopefully I'll have good news about that next episode. Other than that, we really do appreciate you guys going through this. If you want to go and look at anything that we talked about in this episode, take a look in the link feed for the description. And other than that, this has been the Awkward Threesome Podcast, and this is us signing out. So see you guys next week on next Wednesday.